welcome back, y'all. So again, I'm just taking these first few episodes just to update you on my journey so far since losing my amazing husband. If you're new to the podcast, this is Relentless Love and Life. We're going to be sharing about both, and just so happy that you're here. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, all the things, because we are launching the Relentless community and we are so much better together. Whatever you're facing, whether it's success and you're thriving and all the challenges that come with that, or you're in a dark valley that you're having to walk through, you're not alone. I'm here for you. And there are so many other like-minded people who want to grow, who want to keep their eyes on the prize and looking forward, and just having hope. And so that's really what this podcast is about, and the community that we're building. So thank you for joining. I wanted to share a few stories that I didn't get to last episode. Just crazy, kind of those God kisses that I mentioned, things that gave me peace, a sense of peace in knowing that none of what happened took God by surprise, and that he was going to give me what I needed to go through. And so one of the things that blew me away but blessed like my soul so much. So the night before it happened, the night before Brock passed, I actually had a coaching session. So he transitioned on a Wednesday, which is interesting. I didn't say this, but he was actually fasting that day, y'all. Like, he was fasting. And the last time I talked to him that day, I'm so thankful I kissed him before I left. He called me maybe an hour and a half before, and he was going, I guess, into his time of prayer around noon. And he was like, honey, what can I pray for you about? We had talked a little bit, but those were the last words. My husband saying, honey, what can I pray about? And I'm just so thankful for that. A husband who prayed, and not just prayed, but really valued the presence of God. He wasn't just a worshiper on stage. Like, he was, I remember him even saying that year he felt like he was to be a watchman. And so I really feel like he just got so close to the Lord that he didn't want to come back. I really do believe that was the case. And because of how he left, just really kind of bizarre, in a bizarre way, I think he just slipped into eternity and didn't look back. But here's another reason why I believe that. So the night before, going back to my story, I was doing a coaching call, and so he went to pick up my son. He's studying at Tarrant County Community College, the Northeast campus, and so he must have been behind, so he was rushing, and as he's driving out of the neighborhood, he hits this dog, like a big dog, jumped out of nowhere. And he was so, like, distraught about it. He couldn't stop in the moment because it's late. He had to get my son, so he's not waiting out there on the campus by himself that late. But as soon as he got him and they got back, he went back to where it happened, and he saw the couple. Shout out to the couple. I don't know if they'll ever see this. I never got to go, but he was like, man, I really want to do something for them. He felt so bad. Like, I've never seen him so shaken by something. But anyway, long story short, he wanted to do something for them. And so he was going to get like Tiff's treats. And I was like, honey, why don't you get something that they can remember? And so I helped him, and y'all, he picked this out. I don't know if you can read it, but it says, when tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart. For every time you think of me, I'm right here in your heart. He picked this out. And so the crazy thing is, we ordered it. We were going to give it to him. He wanted to go over to the house. He wanted me to meet them. And so obviously, because he didn't make it, he went home to the Lord. This heart was on the doorstep when me and the kids got back from the hospital. Y'all can't tell me the Lord wasn't in that. And the fact that my husband got to pick it, and these words, like, it felt like his words to me when I opened it and saw it. And of course I wept, but they were tears of joy in there. Like, God, how good are you? How sweet, right? And thoughtful that now I have this. And so my family was like, you got to keep that. You can't give that to them. So that was one thing. Oh gosh, so many stories. So The night before, I remember in my coaching session, I was talking to the ladies in my group. Shout out to the Compass for Women. I actually have another one coming up in March. So if you're interested or you know someone who would be interested in personal development, it's an 8-week virtual call that we have, and I'm launching an online version of it very soon. Just finished the manuscript on the workbook, so thank you for praying and supporting that. But I was actually wrapping up that session, and I remember saying as he walked in the room after hitting the dog, and I was telling them, we were talking about purpose, and I said to them, actually, we were talking about assignment, and I was saying how I'm a wife and I'm called to be a wife, but God forbid if anything were to happen to my husband, I can't stop walking in my purpose. I can't lose sight of the thing that God called and created me to do, something to that effect. And he walked in the room, and it, like, I don't know the word. I've said this over and over, probably almost in every group, but it hit different that night as he's walking in right after that situation. So all of these like surreal things, right? And so obviously when it happened, those words came back to me. Not that my words caused it, right? It was a foreshadowing. It was God preparing me because that thought and feeling that I had. So anyway, that was a reminder, like, I cannot stop doing the things God called and created me to do. So those words just kept echoing in my mind. And that's what I wanted to share about in this episode, is just since that has happened, me, this struggle, but also joy of trying to rediscover who I am. And honestly, that is part of the Compass journey that I take women on, that Brock and I together have taken so many young adults on. Brock has started taking men on that journey. Compass is about self-discovery. And it's interesting. Now I'm having to take a dose of my medicine and listen and practice my own preaching over the years. And it has been a blessing to me. So I'm going to share a little bit of that, how me and the kids have just been just trying to find a new rhythm without Brock Jones, which is not easy to do because, I mean, he's the life of the party. His presence is missed. And, I mean, everywhere he goes, he left such a huge imprint. But so since then, I'm trying to think, we started, one of the first decisions I made that was a good one. I got the girls enrolled in track and field. And so it was something for us as a family to do, to experience. The girls, because they're so young, and it was especially traumatic for them being with him, it gave them something to focus on and to feel celebrated, right? They're achieving these things, they're pushing, working hard, doing things they never done before. And so it was a great decision. Like I said, it gave us something to do as a family every Saturday. So having something to focus on and not just sulking at home was very healthy. Being outdoors was healthy. My son had some things of his own to do. He had traveled, gone on his first mission trip. Shout out to those who supported that. So he had something to do. The girls had camp, but it's something about track and field. I ran from 5th grade all the way up to a senior in high school. And so I didn't realize how healing it would be for me seeing my girls run, being in that environment again. So I think, for anyone who is going through loss, just finding ways to move forward, having things to focus on, things that are life-giving to you, just surrounding yourselves with that. Again, it's not to run from grief, but it's to balance it, right? You have to have the space to process and grieve and cry, but then you need things that bring joy. You need both. And so, man, I didn't, it's funny, I signed them up not realizing for a moment how far they would go. My older daughter actually made it all the way to the Junior Olympics, and that was the grace of God. Like, she's never run before, and I think he just favored her because she loved it. She was excited. I think little sister did it because she has major FOMO, but I mean, she did well too. She got a medal in Oklahoma City. And so it was just so cool, so fun to travel. We love travel, and that was something Brock and I love. So, again, doing that as a family was great for us to heal and kind of gel together. And me just rediscovering passions that I had totally given up on, right? Because as a woman, you can get lost in being a wife, get lost in being a mother, and you just don't have time to do all the things you like, all the hobbies. So that was really cool. Track. My daughter had her first musical theater production. That was hard because my husband wasn't able to see it, but it's like we could feel his presence. So seeing her shine was amazing. In fact, she got a lead part this year. And so we're really excited that in April, which is going to be a hard month, but again, we have something to focus on and to celebrate because they got that entertainer magic from him, most definitely. He had showmanship, and it was so great to see her find that and tap into it for herself. So we did that in April. Let's see, in May, what did we do? I can't remember. I think track kind of held us down through the summer. My son and I got to go to New York. That was a way that my husband and I talked about celebrating his 16th. We wanted to make it special. If y'all know my son, he's extraordinary, but he serves us and serves his sisters so well. And so we wanted to make that special, especially his first big milestone birthday without his dad. So we had a blast in New York. Of course, everywhere we went, you can't not think about Brock Jones and the hip hop culture and the food, all the things he loves. So it was bittersweet, more sweet, because I'm just grateful that, every day I see my husband and my kids. So that was great to experience that with him and still be able to reflect and remember my husband. But again, travel is it's always been a passion of mine. And so being able to do that was just part of me rediscovering myself and things. I always wanted to do dance, Alvin Ailey Dance Theater. We got to go visit, and so when Brock met me, I was studying dance, and so that was cool to just rediscover that and try to figure out ways how can I incorporate more dance into my life now that I have a little more time. So we did that. We did so many little trips as a family. That was the blessing of track. Was it? I mean, with the travel, we just tried to make a trip out of all the meets wherever it took us. So we made lots of memories, even with the girls. And of course, school getting back in session, man, me trying to find my rhythm of homeschool because we did it as a team. And so just rediscovering that I am capable to do that. Brock had been more hands-on because I'm so busy with all the things that I do, but just finding my rhythm, again, taking my coaching advice from the women's group. But I'm thankful for the family support. I have amazing family, close friends, church family who have stepped up, filled in gaps when I need rides, when I need meals, help with cooking, trying to have a healthier lifestyle. I think that's a big thing. Brock always wanted that for me, and I never had time to prioritize it, but it is a bigger priority now that he's gone. I have to live a healthy and long life because I want to see my grandkids. So I've been working out more, trying to eat a lot healthier. And so that's part of rediscovering myself and prioritizing me, taking care of me. So I've been trying to do that. And what else? We went for Christmas. We went to Arkansas, which was a great place that Brock and I love to get away, a quick getaway. But I love the Gangster Museum. I know, so most people will be surprised by that, but I love like gangster movies. Just personally, it's actually one of my fondest memories of me and my mom. So that was, me going back to some of my roots and remembering things that I love. Oh, I skipped over that. We had some trips to Louisiana, going back to where I grew up, taking the kids back there in New Orleans, where just showed them the house that I had before Hurricane Katrina, where I worked. where I went to school. So that was really cool, taking my kids back, reliving some things. And it was actually 20 years since Hurricane Katrina. So I think in an episode or two, I may share more about that because I didn't realize I hadn't taken time to process. So again, in the last 10 months now, it's been of just trying to get back to my roots, rediscover who I am, and ways that I need to grow, ways that I need to heal, not just from the loss, but just areas that I need to heal so that I can move forward in more strength and more power. So it's been an exciting ride. Christmas was great in Arkansas. Ringing in the new year was amazing. The kids and I, we always do a recap of the year. That was Brock's thing, and so Savion took up the mantle and made a great video recap. And it, y'all, 45 minutes of memories that we looked at, and was just a reminder of how good and how faithful our God has been. Man, we have a lot definitely to be sad about, a lot that we will miss. But we realized, reflecting over this year, we had so much more to be grateful for. Miraculous ways that God showed up and provided. Our AC went out. Let me just say, oh, that was the other thing. Like early on, right after losing Brock, the Lord really spoke to me. He was like, daughter, just get ready. A lot of things are going to go wrong. Like the things with the house, things with the car. I'm talking about from my car being totaled out. Thank God we were safe. Nothing happened. Just a parking lot incident, but the car got totaled out toward the end of the year. Just bizarre things like that going wrong. And it was an attempt to discourage me, to make me feel overwhelmed, to be afraid, because it was all things that my husband would have taken care of. But every one of those situations, from the AC going out to having a deal with my car being totaled right around Christmas, just different things that could have devastated me. The Lord had already told me, He already warned me, He prepared me, and He made a way. He showed up every time. And I could go through a laundry list, but it's just a reminder that if you are a widow, if you've experienced a loss, man, God is a champion of the widow, and He is a father to the fatherless. So we have not missed a beat. He has been so faithful, and His generosity has flowed through people. And so I'm so grateful for the people who discreetly have been so kind and given above and beyond to help in different ways, or just show up and lighten my load. Friends who would just give me a break so I could have mom time. And, all of that is essential to rediscovering who you are. So if I would leave you with words of wisdom, Brock and I always wanted to do that on these episodes. Whatever you're facing, again, it doesn't have to be a loss like mine. We're all facing something. I've heard people say you're either in a trial, you're going through the trial, or you're on the other side, but there's going to be one to come. Make sure you take time for yourself, that you know who you are, and not just the person you've always been, but who are you in this season? Who is God molding you into? What is the character He's trying to develop in you? Those are questions I took a lot of time to pause. I was deliberate not to just jump into being busy. I know people perceive that, but my life is going to be my life, right? I know what He's called me to do, but I took a lot of downtime to just be present with the Lord, to be present with myself and my thoughts and feelings. And so I would encourage you to do that no matter what you're facing, even good, bad, and different. Take time to be present with your family, and ask those hard questions like, God, what is it you require of me in this season? What are you preparing me for? What are you taking me to? And we talk a lot about those things in the Compass group. So again, I have one starting up in, I guess it's maybe 5 weeks now, 5 or 6 weeks. So women, if you're interested in that, men, I got you coming soon. Don't worry. I'm going to have some facilitators to help with that group too. But women, I got you right now. So if you are interested, reach out, call, text, email. Would love to even just to get on a call and tell you more about it, explore the ways that I can support you, if it's not in that group. But men, you're welcome to connect in the Relentless community, because I will share some of those tips and wisdom and stories and all of that to keep you motivated as well in whatever you're doing. So I'm just excited about what God has. If I'm still here, I know He has great things in store. And yeah, so make sure you know who you are, you know why God made you. That's critical to knowing that, believing that, and standing on it before you try to just run out with vision. I know we set goals, we have New Year's resolutions and all those things, but it's so important to know how amazingly God made you. Because that confidence, that resilience, that is that relentless mindset that's going to anchor you through anything that you go through and face. So thank you for tuning in. I hope something that you heard encouraged you, blessed you. Please comment, share feedback. Let me know what you think. I promise I'm going to get to more topical things, but I know y'all been waiting for updates, so I definitely wanted to update you on me and the kids. Again, my kids are doing well, so as long as they are good, I am good. They are keeping me busy. I thought Brock Jones and I were busy, but my kids are busy, but they're busy about doing the Father's business, things that He called and created them to do, and it's an honor to just set them up for success. So I'm going to get back to that right now, but I will see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in.